All right, let's try that. Can you guys hear me now? Thank you for letting me know. Should have sound now. Okay. All right. So, like I said, tonight, my name is Chris. I'll be your host. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and definitely, like you did, tell me that there's no sound. It's always helpful. All right. So, we're going to go into the steps of becoming a professional land surveyor. 8 different kind of steps to look at. So, setting your goal. What are the requirements? Education and experience requirements. Preparing for the first exam, the fundamentals of surveying. Obtaining more experience, preparing for the PS exam or the principles and practices, then working on your state specific exam, and lastly is keeping a learning mindset. All right, so like I said, for setting a goal, what state are you trying to get licensed in? Every state has different rules and regulations, so you need to know prior to, because let's say you want to get licensed in Florida, but you don't have a bachelor's degree in surveying, are you going to be able to, obtain it? That's one of the things you need to know. So, Texas, you can have an associate's degree, 32 credit hours, and it could be associates in another field. So, there, like I said, every state's a little bit different. So, just know the requirements for your state. All right, and then so education, same thing. Experience, same thing as well. So, some states will require that you have 2 years, 4 years. So it just depends. If you have a high school diploma, there's certain requirements in some states. In other states, you still have to have, say, a bachelor's degree plus 2 to 4 years typically. All right, so knowing the requirements, like I said, so every state's different. So the best thing to do is just go to ncws.org. When you go on there, you can pick your state under surveyors, and then you'll pick, say, California. You'll type F or do the drop down, pick FS, and then from there it'll take you to the specific requirements on whether you need to get, let's say, acceptance prior to, or if you can just take the exam. So in California, for instance, you don't need prior approval before taking your FS exam. And you can look at that, like I said, by going to NCWS's website. And then from there, basically it's meeting the requirements. So once you get your surveyor and training certificate, then you need to meet the state requirements for the PS and the California state specific. Again, that's for that specific state. I put another one up here, for instance, Colorado. You need to meet the requirements for education and experience prior to even scheduling the FS exam. So like I said, every state is different, so just know the state. And if you guys have any questions, you can always give us a call at 877-758-6262, or just send us in a ticket, so through support@nlcprep.com. All right, so education experience. So, like I was saying, in California, basically, land surveyor and training application has to meet certain requirements. So, 2 years of post secondary college level land surveying education, or 2 years or more of land surveying related work experience, or a combination of post secondary college level land surveying education and land surveying related work experience, totaling for 2 years. And like I said previously, passing the FS exam. So in the state of California, you can go ahead and schedule and take your FS exam, pass it, get your basically LSIT, and then you're just working on the next steps in order to meet the requirements for the PS and the state specific. All right, so scheduling your exam. Once you meet the requirements for the FSPS and or state specific, or you have to receive approval from the board. If it's required, to take the exam, then you can go ahead and schedule it. So for Texas, for instance, you need to go before you can even take your FS exam, you have to basically apply through PELS, the Board of Professional Engineers and Land Surveyors in the state of Texas. get approved based on your education and experience. Once you're approved, then you can go ahead and schedule your exam. All right, so you got that done. Now all you got to do is you got approved by your state or you're already accepted, no problems. So once you're approved to take it, all you got to do is go to ncwees.org, like I said, select your state, and go ahead and sign up. So we typically recommend scheduling about 2 to 3 months out, depending on how much time you have to dedicate. Everybody's a little bit different. Typically, if you're able to do 2 to 3 hours a night, 2 to 3 times a week, so 6 to 9 hours a week of studying, it takes an average person about 2 to 2.5 months to get through it. All right, studying for your exams. So like I said, each exam varies regarding time and then also previous knowledge and experience. Somebody who, say, has been working in the field for 25 years versus somebody who has just got their bachelor's degree, again, knowledge and experience. Somebody's going to have a little bit more experience in the field and performing some of the things, and the other one is going to have a little bit more of the book work or the up-to-date information. So there's the variation. Everybody's a little bit different. All right, so next you're taking the FS exam. So there's 7 different modules basically that they're going to go through. So surveying processes and methods, mapping processes and methods, the boundary law and real property, surveying principles, surveying computations and computer applications, business concepts, applied mathematics, and statistics. All right, and then you'll see I've got on here, so the first section, surveying processes and methods, they can ask you anywhere from 16 to 24 questions just in that one category. Same thing with the boundary law and real property principles, anywhere from 19 to 29 questions. I mean, that's 10. That's a huge deal. So, if, for instance, that's a weak category for you, if they gave you more towards the 29 or 29 of them, that's really going to make a difference on a 110 point or 110 question quiz. So just keep that in mind that there is a pretty good gap. I mean, you're looking at almost a 10-point spread in a lot of these categories. So the FS exam is 110 questions. It's a 6-hour exam covering all these topics for you. I've got a link in here and we'll attach it down below so you guys can get to it. And I'll put that in the chat later on today. But basically, so you can go ahead and look at the reference manual. All right, so after you've passed your FS exam, like I said, the next thing is gaining that additional experience. So depending on your state, most individuals, say if you're coming right out of college or you're new into surveying, once you get that 2-year mark, you sit for your FS exam, then you'll need to gain additional time and experience in order to sit for the principles and practices and your state-specific exam. So, like I said, just make sure for your state. It doesn't help if your goal was to, finish your, basically, let's say RPLS in 2 years, but it takes you that long just to get to be able to sit for the RPLS, then you're not going to meet the requirements. So you just make sure you set your goal. You know what the requirements are. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, you can always give us a call. I'll be glad to help you. All right, so once you meet the requirements, the next thing, like I said, we're going to talk about is basically studying for the PS exam. So the PS is condensed into 5 different categories, a little smaller sections. However, it's a 7-hour exam with 100 questions. So it's a little longer. It takes a little bit more reading, not as math intense. So legal principles, you've got anywhere from 18 to 27 questions. Professional surveying practices, 22 to 33. Standards and specifications, not a huge one, 8 to 12. Business practices, 13 to 19. And areas of practices. So you can see that where your heavier categories are. Basically, there's 3 categories that they test you pretty heavily in. But again, if you get, say, 36 an area of a practice and you get Let's just say 25 in professional survey practices. Yeah, it makes up a good portion, but they could still hit you with let's say a weak category of yours of legal principles. So just be aware that there is a pretty good spread in there. All right. Next, studying for your state-specific exam. So after both your FS and PS are completed, typically by the time you get to your PS, you meet the requirements for that state to take it. So you can find out through the board. Most of them are going to be about twice a year that they administer the test, um, typically April and October. So same thing, you can go to ncwees.org. Once you sign on there, you're able to see and say select um, Texas, and you can go to the Pell's website. You can select California and go to there. You can go to New York, so whatever it might be. So you can get you can get to all of it or that state directly from NCEES. All right, so passing your FS and PS exams. So when you guys are ready to get started, we've got up-to-date courses and information for studying for your fundamentals of surveying, your principles and practices. We've got courses that are online as well as like the hard copy practice exams like we're showing here. But we're going to cover all the topics for you. So, for FS, for instance, you've got boundary law, geodesy and survey comps, GIS systems, advanced and basic math, spatial data, public land survey systems, remote sensing, photogrammetry. Like I said, all the categories that you're going to be tested on, we've got covered in our material. All right, and lastly, keep a learning mindset. So try different learning tactics. So it's true. The biggest thing that we always recommend, say if you were to purchase the combo, there's a reason we have it that way, or people have a good uh, chance of succeeding or passing with the combo. So we give you two things. One is a pre-programmed calculator. Then you also get that additional hard copy practice exam. So the best thing to do is take that hard copy practice exam first. Test your knowledge of where you're sitting now. That's what we always recommend to people who purchase the combo. Take that hard copy practice exam. It's going to tell you your weaknesses, your deficiencies, where your strengths and weaknesses are throughout the course. Then after that, you'll go through the online course, study, go through all the information, ask us questions as you're going through. And then you'll have a final exam or another practice exam at the very end of the course. You can also space out your study sessions over time. And I'll let you know in just a minute how much the course is. But yeah, it's a great question. So the combo runs $9.99, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So like I said, next you want to space out your study sessions over time. So you don't want to just cram everything. There's no way you're going to retain it. You're going to get flustered when you're taking the exam. Like I said, 2 to 3 months is a good schedule, I would say. Most individuals can get it done in that time. If you're able to dedicate more time, we've had some students that have taken it in about 5 weeks for the course. All right. Also, change up your study environment. Don't always be sitting at your desk or at your coffee table or wherever it might be. Sometimes you need to go and change your environment, change the background for your studying. Also, they recommend seriously, yeah, taking naps. So rest. When you're going at it for 2, 3, 4 hours, take a break, relax. If you need to, come back to it. If not, go the next day. And then also quiz yourself instead of rereading. So we also provide quizzes. I don't know if most of you guys have seen it or not in the free previews, but we do provide quizzes throughout the sections. So as you're going through the course, you can take a quiz at the end of the sections to kind of test your knowledge. And there's reasons we have that. All right, so separate process from progress. So basically, like I said, take breaks, maintain a good schedule, keep on track. and set goals for yourself. So say, okay, well, this week I'm going to work on 3 hours of studying. I should be able to get to here, or should be able to complete to there. So just, know that at the end, your goal is to complete it, and, just accept what it is and go through the course. Um, Look forward to forgetting. So that one, basically, once you get to the test, it's a difficult exam. Once you get to the test, you don't want to forget everything. So basically, studying, preparing before is going to help you out, and not forget a lot of the information as you get to the exam. All right, and then another good strategy or tip they tell you is just imagine you're teaching someone else. So try to explain it to somebody else what you just learned, whether it be a definition, a term, a math problem. So try and teach it to somebody else. All right, so next we've got, like I said, the learning tactics. So you guys can take a look at these. These are what I was just talking about. All right, and so you were asking about how much the course is. So the combo costs $9.99. The online course is $4.99. The hard copy practice exam is $149, and you can see all of that online, of course. So one of the big things is, though, our course is continuously updated. Our PS just went through some pretty good revisions. The FS was updated for the 2020 updates, but we've also just kind of added to or adjusted a little bit as well based on student feedback. All of our courses and information are current and up to date. Just this past, I would say, within the past 2 or 3 weeks, we've had 6 to 8 students between the FS and the PS that have passed their exam with our materials. So with the courses too, one thing that's nice is you're going to get, like I said, all updated, up-to-date information. You'll get videos to watch, quizzes throughout the sections, articles to read, and you'll get a full-length practice exam at the very end. All right, so I told you guys to stick around. We had some exciting news. So currently, right now, like I just said, the combo runs $9.99. It includes the calculator, the online course, the hard copy practice exam, and the 2 additional books. One thing we're going to be starting August 1st, $99 subscription for the FS and PS course. So you can go ahead and pay $99 instead of that $4.99 and get access to it. Like I said, it's a subscription, so I believe it's a monthly subscription, but there'll be more information online for you to check out. And like I said, that's getting released here in just a couple days. We've listened to you guys, and a lot of individuals or students have wanted, something a little bit better. So we're trying to always help and improve and help you guys out. So. All right, so whether you have the subscription, the combo, the online course, just the hard copy practice exam, it doesn't matter. When you guys purchase with us, we're here to help you. So if you have questions and you're like, hey, I'm getting answer A, you have answer C, or vice versa, just send us in a ticket, take a screenshot of it, whether it be the book or online course, take a screenshot, send it to us. We can basically answer and reply back to you. If we're not able to answer it or you're still having trouble with it, we can set up some one-on-one office hours. So we're here to help you guys prepare, get your professional license, and help you on your journey to becoming a professional land surveyor. So definitely reach out to us. That's what we're here for. We're not here to just sell you a course and let you go at it. We're here to help you. All right, and just to recap again tonight, so first thing we were doing, setting a goal, make sure that you meet the requirements for that state. If you guys have any questions, like I said, you can always schedule a call with us. You can just go to nlcprep.com, schedule a call with myself, and we can go over what the requirements are, where you're at, whether you meet them, what you're still lacking, or whether you're ready to go and start preparing and studying. Education experience requirements, same thing. And then preparing for that FS exam. Like I said, we've got a couple different options. The newest one being that monthly subscription. So if the $4.99 or $9.99 was a little harder to chew, this makes it a little bit easier for you guys to prepare and start studying. Next, gaining more experience again. So once you pass your FS exam, just start working on gaining that experience needed for that PS and the state-specific exam. After that, just preparing for that PS and your state-specific exam. Remember, still two different exams. Every state's got them, except for Texas right now. They're working on it. They're not there yet. Right now, Texas has only got the fundamentals of surveying and the state-specific. Every other state has the 3 exams. All right, and always keep a learning mindset. So again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. Be glad to answer anything you've got. But like I said, newest thing coming out next month for you guys, subscription for the FS and PS course. So depending on where you're at, if you guys have questions, whether it be the subscription, the full online course, or the combo, and you're like, well, I can pay $99 and I can afford that now, or should I, pay out the $1,000 now? So if you have questions about that, I can answer those for you too, because there is a big difference. So the online course, like the subscription, is great, so you can go in and access it. However, just remember, you don't get that pre-programmed calculator. You don't get that additional hard copy practice exam. You're welcome. Yeah, like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. And don't forget to use our support. I mean, that's what we're here for. As you're studying and preparing, ask us questions. But yeah, if you have questions about getting licensed in a certain state, give us a call. We'd be glad to help you out. Go through what the requirements are for your state, where you currently sit, and give you some advice and information, whether it be reaching out to the state board or, basically working on getting some additional education if they've already reviewed it for you. So. But all right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us again tonight. My name is Chris, like I said, with NLC Test Prep. Be glad to answer any questions you guys have. I've talked to a few of you on the phone or via email. Most of the time, it is me you're going to talk to. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Be glad to answer them for you. And look, like I said, first of the month, August 1st, subscription coming out.